Ghana, agriculture contributes 19.7% of our current GDP and accounts for over 30% of export earnings and serves as a major source of inputs to our manufacturing industry. In 2019, 33.5% of labor force in Ghana was absorbed by the agricultural sector. The agriculture sector in Ghana is very informal and is characterized by low productivity due to a number of factors such as poor extension services, aging value chain actors, and lack of finance for investment in better inputs. The agribusiness sector presents countless opportunities for young people to take advantage of.
The agricultural space in Ghana is bereft of agricultural innovation and technology application. So what we seek to do is to build innovations and tech solutions for companies that need them, like the drones we built for some rice farmers to scare off birds on their farms. There's been rampant news about agricultural challenges in Ghana, and we identified the market gap in tomato supply in Ghana. So we decided to build a technology to help in the tomato production, especially to control pest issues, disease issues, and then also make up for the deficit. So with the technology we are building, even though we are using the same farm space as the conventional farmer, we are making more yield as compared to the conventional farmer.
I chose agriculture on two basic notes. First of all, is the passion I have in Agric and the love I have for bees. You know, in this community, the most activity here or the main occupation here is farming. So we grew up helping our parents in farms. And also, beekeeping is something I admire so much. What motivated me into this beekeeping precisely is one day I was in Accra after school. I went to buy honey from a shop, and the cost of the honey was Ohala. I couldn't afford it, just so below bottle. So when I came back, I told my uncle that, Uncle, I would like to go back to the village to start beekeeping. He was just laughing at me. But as time went on, he saw the motivation I had, so he gave me the chance to come. And in 4 years, I've never regretted into this beekeeping. I love it, and I always want to be with the bees.
In the agri value chain, I process. So I'm a processor. So what I do is I process indigenous Ghanaian foods. Pekese powder is one thing that I package as well. Tiger nuts powder, baobab fruit powder, and then moringa powder, to mention but a few.
I'm a poultry farmer. I rear layers, chicken broilers, turkeys, and guinea fowl.
The sector is one of the key sectors of the Ghanaian economy, and financing agribusiness and making available state-of-the-art processing facilities can facilitate value addition of raw materials, good pricing of products, strengthen local economies, ensure food security and nutrition, and improve the quality of life in many homes that are considered at risk or vulnerable. As part of efforts to improve the livelihoods of young people by creating business opportunities for them to secure a decent and sustainable employment in the agribusiness sector, the John Agyekum Kufuor Foundation early this year launched the Youth in Agribusiness Festival, which will precede the establishment of a Youth in Agribusiness Information Hub in Ghana. The festival will be celebrated under the theme Youth in Agribusiness in Ghana, the stories so far and the way forward. The Chief Executive Officer of the John Agyekum Kufuor Foundation, Professor Bafo Ajimandua, explains why the celebration of Youth in Agribusiness Festival in Ghana is imperative.
When President Kufuor was in office, at the end of his tenure, he received the World Food Prize. That was a recognition for his interest and commitment in developing agriculture in the country.
Data available has proved that the field of agribusiness development and management offers a wide range of career opportunities in the value chain such as technology service provision, input dealership, production management, aggregation, agro-processing and value addition, commodity trading and marketing, among others. The agribusiness practitioner speaks on impacts they are making amidst the challenges within the sector.
First thing is that we've been able to also produce food for the local market. If you realize when we were coming to the farm, majority of the farms are cocoa farms. So there isn't a lot of diversification in the area. So from the fact that we grow rice and then also you realize that there are some plantain and then banana within the farms, we're able to supply to the local market as well. And another thing that we've done so well is the fact that we use our farms actually as demonstration farms. So we get other farmers to come around, we teach them exactly what we've been doing.
I love to challenge women, I love to empower women. So the first project I took upon myself is to empower the women, to let them know that agribusiness is not, excuse me to say, for the unschooled, and then it's not for the old. It's for we, the youth. If we do it well, we have learned something new and we need to apply it. The old people know the old stuff. What we have learned in the classroom, let's bring it here.
Initially, I started with 500 smallholder farmers, and in 2022, I've increased from 500 smallholder farmers to 1,500. So I've added additional 1,000 smallholder farmers with the support of Global Center on Adaptation and African Development Bank. Over the past 3 years, the testimonies that I've heard from the farmers I deal with is that most of them have been able to increase their yields.
As we came to the system, we got to realize that people were patronizing our service in a way that they will come and consult us. What do we do? What do we do? So they used to call us a Moa doctor or a Moa, they were giving us those names. Somebody was at zero, he didn't know anything about poultry farm. But by God's grace, due to our impact and our presence in the district, now some are having about 1,000 birds, about 500 birds, and actually some 100 birds, and they are still managing with it. And they have gotten a fair idea and then a knowledge that is very important to be continuing as a business.
I started alone, but now we are now a team of 11. I take on student interns and I train them. I've supported over 60 businesses in training them on FDA and GSA standards. I'm also trying to conscientize people on what they can do with their food processing waste, because people have beautiful ideas, but how to go about it. We are there to help them through the journey.
My wife and I, at least we have about 8 employees. And again, we have other people that we've trained. We've trained so many people, not alone in our community, but in other communities. We are also trying to set up youth and give them starter packs. And we've started that one, talking to our MC here to join us so that we can also project the rallying for food and jobs.
There is a high demand for more nutritious and safe food to satisfy consumers' preference and expectations. These agripreneurs explain their motivation for venturing into the sector and what keeps them going.
When I go by the roadside, even in the evening, from the farm, then I go home. When I'm sitting, you see trucks loaded with cattle, with goats, from neighboring Burkina Faso to Ghana. You see onions. I mean, you can't count the number of trucks. You see that? So that is an opportunity.
It has helped us a lot, because when I was little, this is the same business my parents have been doing. It has helped me to go. For now, I'm a graduate now, and I'm also part of it. So it has helped us a lot to keep the community going.
I was sitting there and said, the way now things are going, food crisis started not now. Food crisis started not now. This is just a 2-year, 3-year thing, but it started way back. So I just told myself, why don't I go back to my roots? I do lose entitlement engineer, fine, but I should go back to my roots to try and do something to help the good people of Ghana. If you don't have food, how do you work? So all that motivated me to do farming is to put food on the table of Ghanaians.
I completed Polytechnic, there was no job. And then growing up, my grandfather used to keep birds and he was more into farming. So that gave me the passion. I already had the passion, and because there was no job, I decided to pick it up and make something out of it.
Some agribusiness practitioners and marketers speak on the business angle of agriculture and the return on investment. The agripreneurs explain the money-making side in the value chain, especially after every season.
It is lucrative in a way that when the bird starts laying and you see the eggs coming, so you get to have what you want. You're able to do a lot of projects.
I can vehemently say I am counting my little money I'm getting every hour, every day. And I am not dependent to somebody. I am not expecting somebody to pay me at the end of the month. So due to that, I have my freedom and peace of mind going forward in my life.
Sure, the business is giving me good money. The first thing I would say that motivates me is what I get from it. Of course, if I went to the bank, if I was a lawyer or a doctor, I would be taking pay, salary at the end of every month. Now, if I'm in agribusiness and I'm not getting twice or thrice what I will be taking when I was working with Prime Insurance, I once worked with them, I once worked with Controller and Accountant General's Department. If I'm not getting twice or thrice that amount, I wouldn't still be here.
It is believed that financial institutions through government policies can facilitate easy access to finance, like interest-free loans or loans at a concessionary rate for young agribusiness entrepreneurs in Ghana, which is the surest way to motivate more youth into the sector.
Accessibility to funding, and then also the certifications that we may need, because you have people who are doing so many good things, they are pushing, and because of certification, they can't go ahead. And then the last one will be access to markets. There are different markets available, but then we don't have access to the market. We don't have the logistics to be able to even access the market.
Availability of the land to start farming. Apart from that also, the inputs, the farm inputs, and then the machinery are very expensive.
It is an open secret that the agricultural value chain actors are mostly faced with infrastructural challenges such as poor road networks, lack of irrigation facilities for dry season farming, substandard processing facilities that result in huge post-harvest losses, which make the return on investments for actors sometimes on the low side.
Where we are today, I had to buy the land because we are not having the land. I have to buy the land, and buying the land demands a lot of money. Starting, that is not all. You still need a lot of money to be able to buy feed for the animals, because the major cost of what we are doing goes into the feeding aspect.
I'm a businessman, so I don't actually look at the challenges per se. Every businessman has his own challenges.
And also the insurance companies, like someone having a farm like this, I should have been able to insure it against maybe, any disaster can happen. There can be bird flu, there can be swine flu, and even the fishes, there can be disease outbreak that can kill a lot of fishes. So I think if the insurance companies, not considering us as high-risk ventures, but then consider us as maybe medium or something that they can, in fact, insure our farms for us, so that in case of disasters, they can also come to our aid.
The agricultural value chain actors say even though they are faced with a number of challenges within the sector, they are working hard to expand and grow their companies in the coming years.
Our projection for the next 5 years is to expand our farm size areas. So as we can see, in the rice farm, we have virgin lands that we are still clearing. We still have about 40 acres land that virgin land that we haven't cleared.
In the next 3 years, pharmacy seeks to replicate our business beyond Ghana, especially into West Africa, and also create more jobs for women, especially youth.
The future is bright for us per what we are projecting. As you can see, the facility is only one. I mean, the animal feed processing happens after the gari processing is finished. And because of the premium quality we want to place on the feed that we are doing, we have enough land space available here. And we are looking to establish a different avenue, a whole factory on its own for the animal feed processing.
Stakeholders and partners for the festival are expressing their willingness towards the sustenance of this great initiative by the John Agric Foundation to nurture the next crop of transformational agri-business entrepreneurs in Ghana.
We are happy to provide a sustainable funding opportunity for the John Agric Foundation, where we annually support the foundation on the initiatives that we are taking at the moment. Now, we've created a platform that has registered up to 1.4 million farmers out of the 1.7 million estimated earlier. Now, with this platform, we also have a marketplace, which we believe the youth in the John Agric Foundation will benefit from, where they can go there, one, to network with other like-minded individuals like themselves, and also to source for input or services for their farming initiatives that they are undertaking.
In line with the socio-economic development pillar, the foundation leverages the human capital of Ghana's youthful population in the advancement of entrepreneurship and agribusiness. Convener of a Youth in Agribusiness Festival, Jeffrey Ajimandua explains what the future holds for the agribusiness sector in Ghana and why the need for the festival.
What I would say to young people is that there are enormous opportunities that the agribusiness sector presents. And I believe that those that have challenged themselves over the years and have stepped into the business sector, they are really doing amazing. They have to come and have a testimony for themselves to be able to know who and who, through what challenges that made those people be able to sail through within the agribusiness sector. And I'm encouraging all young people that we should treat agribusiness or agriculture as a business. It's a money-making venture. If you want to make money, you have to go to agriculture.
The agribusiness actors say they are excited about the Youth in Agribusiness Festival and also about the establishment of a Youth in Agribusiness Information Hub in Ghana.
I want to thank the John Agric Foundation. It's very loud. I think this is the first time that we're having this kind of conversation in the bush. And I want to thank them. I want to also encourage them to do it more, because we have more young graduates who are into farming, but they are not in the limelight. So I'll plead with them. They should scoop in all communities, get the young guys, give us the network, and we'll make Ghana proud.
God bless the John Agric Foundation. It's a great encouragement to know that people identify what you are doing, people want to know what you are doing, and people want to support what you are doing. I keep saying that such services, we can't actually pay for it as startups, but then they go a long way to give us confidence that we shouldn't stop what we are doing.
From striving for socio-economic development, good governance and leadership, the John Agric Foundation is creating a good future and safe haven for young agribusiness entrepreneurs in Ghana. Continuous collaboration and support of all partners will be crucial to keep the momentum going.
Well, they must know that now there's going to be active support for what they're doing. They must know that the country needs them more than ever. And I think by helping them to expose their products and other things, it will impress upon the government and other partners to be more engaging with them. So for them, I should say, there's hope. Agriculture is the way out of our poverty. It is the way. Of course, since they are also getting into agro-processing, they are also building the base for industrializing agriculture. So it's not just planting and harvesting, but planting, harvesting, and processing and marketing. It's a whole chain that we're interested in. So hopefully with this modest beginning, I'm sure that a will be found to enable them to go through all these processes so that we can establish a very strong agricultural chain in the country, to the extent of even exporting our food products. Finally, I should also say that we are acutely aware of the need for them to get certification by the FDA for their products, especially those who are in the processing business. And I think we're going to work very closely with them. We'll get the FDA on board. In fact, as I speak to you, just last week, we received a call from the FDA to discuss this particular matter.
I'd like to admonish the youth that they should forego the search for white-collar jobs, which is more often unattainable, and concentrate on agribusiness. That's how they can become an entrepreneur to employ themselves. Because agriculture is seen to be the backbone of Ghana's economy. So it's being that way, it should tell you that there are a lot of business opportunities in the agricultural field as a whole, of which when we the youth, we venture, trust me, we're going to employ ourselves and provide antidotes to the ailing Ghana's economy.